The message that shattered my world wasn't a shout. It was a single line of text that appeared on a Tuesday morning. My mom wrote, "We won't be at the party. Money's a bit short this month." I typed back, "Okay, no worries." But that was the moment everything I thought I knew about family began to unravel. Before I go on, tell me what city you're listening from in the comments. It helps me feel connected to you. My name is Clara, and my entire life, I've been the one who makes things easy for everyone else. The peacekeeper. The one who absorbs disappointment so others don't have to feel it. You learn to swallow hard feelings with your morning coffee. My daughter Lily and I live in a small house near a lake. It's humble, but it's our sanctuary, filled with her artwork and the scent of old books. That Tuesday, Lily was at the kitchen table, carefully drawing a dragon with emerald green wings. "Do you think Nana and Papa will see my painting at my celebration?" she asked, her eyes full of that hopeful spark only children possess. I told her I was sure they'd try. My phone buzzed before I could even finish pouring the pancake batter. The text was cold, factual. A declaration, not a conversation. I stared at the screen, my breath catching, forcing my expression to stay neutral for Lily. My reply was a lie. "Okay, no worries." Because what is the correct response when the people who created you simply can't be bothered? The lie festered all day. I helped Lily with her dragon. I answered emails. I ignored the dull ache growing behind my ribs. I tried to justify it. Maybe they were genuinely struggling. But then I remembered the car payment I covered for 6 months, the insurance premiums I quietly handled, the countless loans that were never mentioned again. My parents preached family first, but only when they were the family in need. Lily's birthday arrived that Saturday. She wore a yellow sundress and asked for a fort in the living room instead of a party. We built a castle out of blankets, played her favorite songs, and her 2 best friends came over. She laughed, she danced, she cherished the few presents I'd carefully budgeted for. But as the afternoon faded and her friends left, she looked at the leftover birthday cookies and said, so softly it almost vanished, "Maybe they'll come for Christmas." She didn't cry. She just started taking down the fort, folding the blankets with a quiet resignation that no 7-year-old should ever know. That night, a new feeling settled in me. Not rage, but a deep, resolute sorrow. Christmas approached in a whirlwind of paper chains and Lily's excited countdown. She woke up at dawn on Christmas morning, clutching a detailed card she'd made for my parents, a picture of the 3 of them building a snowman. She sat by the front window, her knees pulled to her chest, humming a tune from her school play. I made hot chocolate. I checked my phone. I pretended I wasn't waiting. Morning turned to afternoon. Silence. Not a call, not a text. The only sound was the rustle of our own wrapping paper. "They're probably just stuck in holiday traffic," I offered, my voice too bright. Lily just nodded, her small shoulders slumping. Later, when she was distracted with a new puzzle, I opened my social media. I knew I shouldn't, but a stubborn, hopeful part of me still existed. And there it was, a massive, professionally decorated tree, a mountain of glossy presents, my brother's children, swarmed by new, expensive toys, and my mother, beaming, holding up a brand new tablet for one of them. The caption read, "Nothing like spoiling your grandbabies." The word "your" felt like a door slamming shut. I didn't hear Lily approach. Her small hand on my arm made me jump. She saw the screen, saw the lavish celebration from which she was excluded. Her face, usually so animated, went still. "They chose them, didn't they?" she whispered. I pulled her into a hug, my throat too tight for words. That evening I moved through the house like an automaton. I cleaned up. I scrolled through work documents without seeing them. Lily painted at the table, dark blues and grays swirling together. Every few minutes she'd glance toward the silent phone. After she fell asleep, I sat in the quiet of our living room. The silence wasn't peaceful. It was accusatory, It echoed with every sacrifice I'd ever made, every time I'd put their needs before my own. And for what? So my daughter could learn her place was second. Something in me didn't break. It crystallized. I woke the next morning with a chilling clarity. The house was silent. Lily was still asleep, her new painting clutched in her hand. I made my way to my laptop, not for work, but for a reckoning. I opened the banking and subscription portals. A history of my enabling stared back. Phone bills, streaming services, insurance policies. A digital trail of my compliance. My hand didn't shake. I felt a profound calm. And then, I quietly canceled every single one. It was a chain reaction of silence. By sunrise, the financial lifelines I had provided were severed. Not from malice, but from survival. If they couldn't show up for my daughter's heart, they didn't get to live off my generosity. Around 10 a.m., my phone rang. It was my brother Mark. Clara? What's going on? Dad's on the warpath. Mom's hysterical. All their stuff got cut off. Did you have something to do with this? His voice wasn't angry, just weary. I'm just finished, I said. There was a long pause. Then, okay, I get it. The day unfolded with a strange, new peace. I did laundry. I read a book. I felt the walls of my own home truly belonged to us for the first time. That night, as Lily arranged her new books, she leaned against me and said, "It's nicer when it's quiet." And I knew she was right. I didn't know what would happen next, but I knew the calm wouldn't last. People who are used to taking always notice when the supply runs out. The confrontation came at 8:47 the next morning, a furious pounding on the front door, violent enough to make the windows rattle. Lily jumped, her spoon clattering into her cereal bowl. I moved her behind me, my pulse steady but loud in my ears. "Clara, open this damn door!" My father's voice was a thunderclap in our quiet hallway. I unlocked it and opened it just a few inches, my foot blocking it from being shoved open. His face was purple with rage. "What is this? The phone is dead. The car insurance is canceled. Explain yourself." Behind him stood my mother, wringing her hands, and my Aunt Carol and Cousin Jessica, their arms crossed, faces set in judgment. I didn't raise my voice. I stopped paying for the services I was covering. He shoved at the door, but my foot held. "This is about that stupid birthday? You're being petty." "Petty?" I asked. "No. This is about you skipping Lily's birthday for financial reasons, and then throwing a $1,000 Christmas for Mark's kids." Aunt Carol snorted. "You're always so sensitive, Clara." Jessica nodded. "You're causing drama over nothing." Then, a small voice came from behind me. They didn't want me there. Lily had stepped into view. The hallway went quiet. My father looked away, scowling. "Kids don't get it. Adults have complex lives." "Exactly," I said, my voice low and firm. "Complex lives that I've been funding for years. The phone, the insurance, the emergencies. I was your safety net." "But family helps family," my mother cried, her voice thin and reedy. I held up a hand. "And when does family help my daughter? When she sits by the window waiting for you. When she makes you a card you never acknowledged." My voice was steady, a stark contrast to their chaos. "You gave her nothing." His anger flared again. "That doesn't give you the right to cut us off without a word." "Oh, that's not the real problem, is it?" I asked. I stepped back, grabbed the manila envelope from the hall table, and returned to the doorway. I held it out. He didn't take it, but his eyes locked on the bold letters at the top. His face lost all its color. "It's a credit application," I said. "In my name, with my social security number, but with your address." My mother gasped. Jessica took a step back. "You forged my signature," I continued. "And you took out a line of credit for over $7,000. His mouth opened and closed. We needed it. You have a good job. You committed fraud against your own daughter," I stated, the words clean and sharp. "You justified theft because you thought I'd never say no." He lunged for the envelope, but I was faster. "You're not taking this," I said. "You listen to me," he snarled. "If you report this—" "I already have," I said. The silence was absolute. The police report was filed yesterday. I included all the evidence. The signatures, the bank records, everything. The moment he realized I was no longer his safety net. My mother covered her mouth. Aunt Carol looked stunned. My father just stared, his fury replaced by sheer, dumbfounded shock. The person he could always control had finally fought back. You didn't, he stammered. I will do anything to protect my child, I said, looking directly into his eyes. Even from you. Lily tugged on my sleeve. Mom, can we close the door now? Yes, sweetheart, I said. I held my father's gaze for one final silent second, and then I shut the door. This time, he didn't try to stop me. The lock clicked into place, a sound of finality and peace. In the weeks that followed, the fallout was minimal. My parents never apologized. Distant relatives sent messages, which I ignored. Mark admitted he wasn't surprised. Life, our real life, began to bloom. Lily's art grew brighter, more confident. One of her pieces was chosen for her school's art walk. I got a promotion, adding more security to our little world. Our home was finally, completely, our own. One evening, as we strung lights on our small tree, Lily hung a handmade clay star right at the very top. Is this our best Christmas yet? She asked. It's the most real one, I told her. And it was. I learned that family isn't a title you're born into. It's a choice you make every day through action, through presence, through unconditional love. And sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for yourself and your child is to close a door. If you've ever had to set a hard boundary with someone you loved, tell me your story in the comments. You are not alone. And if this resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe to Winds of Thought for more stories about finding strength.